I agree. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of What You Take, the show where we talk about just about anything we can possibly think of and bring you guys along for the unfiltered and unapologetic ride. As always, you're going to have myself here, Steve, my brother Chris,
Hi,
and that guy that we keep around, Sexy Spence.
Yo.
Today, guys, we are talking about the second trailer for Hellboy, the Crooked Man. This is the third iteration of live-action Hellboy that we've gotten. We had the first one that had, what's his name?
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman. We had the second one that really no one liked and cared for because it wasn't Ron Perlman. And then now we had this one. And it's interesting because the first one with Ron Perlman was a modernization of it. That's the one that everyone kind of fell in love with from a cinematic perspective.
well, there were two of those.
Yeah,
There
also had
was.
the Golden Army.
Yep. So the Ron Perlman project.
Yeah.
Right. Then you had the second iteration with a different actor that came out, and that one was more comic book accurate.
Yeah.
But people fucking hated it, myself being one of them. And then now we've got a third iteration that seems to have, again, a different actor, but more of a horror take on it. And Spence, right before recording, you had said that initial reactions to it don't seem to be going the best.
So at this date and time, it was released in the UK already, and apparently is not well received. Which is a little alarming. I personally want to go see it because I've always been a fan of Hellboy. So I'm a little disappointed in that, but I'm also their critics.
Right.
So I'll wait till it's like more broadly released and see what more people have to say about it.
Was there anything as you were looking through it that the critics' reviews were saying?
A lot of it had to say with like the fact that like the script was all over the place.
Okay.
So I'm a little concerned by that because you can't really fix a bad script.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one of my concerns with it. But like, I think it's interesting too, and maybe it wasn't well received either for audiences because this is more of a horror and not our standard action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
But if you look at some of the Hellboy comics, a lot of them are like very horror based. So
I think there's a difference though between having action with horror elements and then having a horror movie.
with
this seems like
action
it's a
element.
straight horror movie
Correct.
with just a demon.
Yeah.
Like,
Chris,
Well-
what's your take?
My take on this is I think this is a horror. I think this is a horror movie with heavy action elements, and by that I mean that I don't think Hellboy's going to be a victim at any point during this movie. But what I do think it's going to be is Hellboy is going to be pushed to his limit at every encounter. I think that every time that Hellboy like steps up to plate and pulls out the Good Samaritan and like has to like fight, I think he's going to be pushed to like his limit every fight. And I think it's going to be scary because there's going to be a credible threat to Hellboy, but I don't think he's going to be, for lack of a better term, I don't think he's going to be like worried. Like it seems like the human cast around him, whatever agency he works for, might be in trouble, and we might see more of the horror lens through their eyes. But I don't think we got to worry about Hellboy too much here. And it does look to me like the Crooked Man is some kind of, if I had to guess, and not just because I have a hard on for fairies, it looks like he's some kind of fucked fairy.
Okay.
Some kind of fucked fae king, like bogeyman kind of spirit of the land. I don't know. But he seemed to be pulling a lot of bullshit out of like nature and like overgrowing vines and like people coming out of the ground and shit like that. So I'm interested to see like what the Crooked Man is, because Hellboy is also pretty good at like, for lack of a better term, like cataloging.
I think
He's
he has
up
to
to date.
identify what he is, and that's what he's struggling with.
Correct.
He's up to date with his bestiaries.
Correct.
So I've got two things on this, and the second one occurred to me about halfway through the trailer. So I think that on the one side, I agree. I think it's very traditional horror movie heavy. And you see that with the possession aspects.
Correct.
Of, in the very, very beginning, you had that raccoon that just like swallowed down that person's mouth. And I think we're going to see those things.
That was a very interesting way of putting that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just like
she didn't eat it.
it forced
swallowed itself down.
And I think we're going to see a lot of that you hear about when it comes to like exorcisms and possessions and like the body warping in ways that it's not supposed to, and people kind of going through that. I think that's where your horror element's going to come through. If I had to guess just from the trailer alone, the reason why it's not being well received, in addition to maybe whatever script issues there are, do you want to know what this style of movie and action and everything reminds me of? To a T. I mean, the lighting, the cinematography, the action style, all of it. Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. This seems like whoever produced this finally got their approval letter to use CGI, and they went too hard. It fits because this is an over-the-top demonic fighting type character like Ghost Rider.
Right.
But you look at a lot of the dynamic camera angles and a lot of the over-top otherworldly action when you're dealing with something like demons and possessions, it is very much so in the same family as Ghost Rider, which was largely hated on because it was over-the-top, too much CGI when it maybe didn't need to be.
Gotcha. They got the budget, so they decided to use everything they could.
Yep.
See, I have to agree with Chris, though, on the aspect of, like, I don't think he's ever going to be in danger.
No.
He's there to do a job.
Yep. He's fine.
I think the scary element is just the fact every time I go to take a piss, someone goes missing.
Yep.
You know, like...
Yep.
And I think Hellboy's going to have to deal with that because, like, despite how he acts, he does care about human life.
Yep.
So he's trying to protect these people, and I think it's going to show more of a frustration than a fear.
And honestly, you could also have that outsider lens that's usually cast on Hellboy, where people are like, well, I'm not going to listen to you. You're obviously an 8-foot-tall demon man.
Yeah.
Well, and you looked at...
And I'm a man of God.
You look at the girl that was with him, and he like ripped... He like suplexed the fucking snake off that one girl.
Right.
But
Smart.
But then just took his one stone hand and went squish. It's like,
Right.
sorry, you didn't want me to squish. No, squishing's good. I think you're going to have a lot of, again, to your point, Chris, Hellboy's fine.
Yeah.
Squishing's good.
These guys aren't used to working with him.
It's probably going to be hurting cats the whole movie.
Correct.
Is what it is.
And I
right.
think, he's going to get frustrated. Like, stop doing dumb shit.
Yeah, I think that's more where it's going to come in. And that might have actually been the thing, because I'm sorry, you're watching a movie with a main character that's never actually at risk.
Right.
You
So
know what
they
I
got to
mean?
put that vulnerability in there somewhere.
Correct.
Right.
Either backstabbing him, or like I said, it might be a thing where like fight scenes do happen, but like he gets fucked up. Like maybe he gets like mobbed by a bunch of dudes, and like
I don't even think it's Hellboy,
Here's
dude. I don't even think he's going to get fucked up.
The one argument I could make to him being in danger, I think is never going to be fully on screen, but the guy that I'm presuming is the crooked man did have one line in there that says, "My end is the dark, same as yours." That hints to me that maybe whatever the fuck this thing is, know what the fuck he is, and I think he's going to have that moment of like. But I think that realization is going to be the thing that kicks him into, okay, it's not this, it's this. And he's just going to switch game plans, and he's going to have some quippy one-liners like, you don't know me, fucker.
Right.
yeah.
I figured out what you are.
Right. And they're like, how did you figure it out?
honestly, I gotta say,
Essence of parsley. Bam, you're dead. Like, you know,
that
it's
was
not
my
ridiculous.
That was my
Like,
favorite thing in Supernatural was the solve
Oh, yeah.
of like what the thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love when they have a really complicated one. Like, oh, yeah, we need to have a bronze blade anointed by virgin blood, blessed on the third moon of the half summer.
and it works.
Bobby, how do we get that?
Sorry, let me just go down to Walmart real quick.
Yeah, like...
That was kind of fun though in the earlier seasons, watching them like jury rig shit.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, dude, hell yeah.
I'll die on this hill though. They need to have a supernatural video game where you can make your own hunter.
Right.
And, like, I would love the piss out of that. But anyway, we'll go ahead and wrap this episode up here, guys.
Real fast, though,
hit me.
I am kind of excited, though, that with the Crooked Man, though, like, I don't think I'd see it in theaters personally,
No.
but, like,
I'd
deciding it's
wait.
on a streaming service, dude, I think it's enough to sit on the couch and just see what it's about.
That is
Yeah.
sit on the couch, have a couple of drinks, and see how bad it is.
Right, exactly.
100%.
I'm a little disappointed, though, because I'm a big fan of the Hellboy series, so I was pretty excited to see us coming, but, hey, maybe the critics are just being assholes, and it could be a great
Fair.
movie.
Very fair.
You know? So,
That's
that's my side.
All valid points.
Could be a cult classic.
Exactly.
It's
how many
gonna-
series comes out that just get or how many movies come out that just get
is
shit on?
Hellboy? Is he Marvel or is he independently owned?
Dark Horse Pictures, I think.
Who owns Hellboy?
Take one moment, please.
While Spencer looks this up, I'll go ahead and do our outro here, guys. Make sure in the comments to let us know what your thoughts are about the upcoming Hellboy project. Did you like the other ones more than what you think you're going to like this? So on and so forth like that. Please, it helps us out. Make sure to give this video a like, share it to some friends, whether it be good, whether it's to tell us how...
Dark Horse Comics.
Dark
So,
Horse Comics.
DC.
No.
Isn't DC Dark Horse?
Detective Comics.
Is
DC.
that what DC is?
Yes.
No shit.
DC is Detective Comics.
I did not know that. Anyway, now that I'm an idiot, make sure to like the video, hit subscribe, hit that bell for the next time that we upload a video, guys, and until next time, peace!
Out.